Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to talk about my empties from May and June. So we're going to go through, I'm going to start with makeup. We'll go through, I have hair care, skin care, body care, and then just a little bonus thing. And we're going to go through everything that I used up in the past couple months. And I'll give you some quick mini reviews and let you know what I would and would not repurchase. Okay, before we jump into makeup, I do want to say that I have kind of made a little tradition here to get rid of at least one item every time I do one of these empties video. And the item that I've decided to clutter today is a Wet n Wild, like it's just a beige eyeliner, but it's a little bit too dark to like help with brightening up my like inner rim of my eye. And not to mention that it's a very stiff pencil, it's not very creamy, and I have trouble, like I have to kind of work to build it up, and anything I have to do that with, especially on like my waterline, I don't love because it's gonna probably irritate my eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this, and this will be my declutter for this round of empties. Okay, to start us out with makeup, I ended up using up, I think it was around 11 products this past 2 months. So I'll start out with foundation. I used up this is L'Oreal's True Match Lumi foundation. I remember buying this ages ago based on, I think it was Jaclyn Hill's recommendation at the time. And I just did not love this product. I think like maybe her skin is perfect and she can wear this kind of thing, but for someone who has a little, probably, I think I'm a little bit older than she is, and I just have probably more damaged skin from sun exposure and things like that. This I felt like definitely aged my skin and you could definitely see my pores a lot, like too much. So that one was not a repurchase for me. This guy, however, Origins, this is a tinted moisturizer. It is the lightest amount of coverage that I would consider coverage. It just kind of tiptoes that line of not really being considered coverage and then just the lightest bit of coverage. But this had 40 SPF in it, and I bought this on a 21 days of beauty sale a couple years ago, and it was like still like 20 something dollars, I want to say. And I remember thinking it's still expensive even for being half off, but I have to say I really did fall in love with this product. I am going to miss it. It was just so easy to throw on, gives me the lightest bit of coverage. I could just use concealer and like powder foundation, and I thought it looked amazing. So I actually would consider picking this up again, but I have way too many foundations in my collections right now to like go out and repurchase this right away. But I already missed this, honestly. Okay, next up, let's talk about two concealers that I have here. I finished off the Coloupop No Filter Concealer in the shade Fair, and hopefully you can see that nice empty tube. If I can show you a nice empty tube, I will, because it's just so satisfying. And then I also used up the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer right there. Now, when it comes down to these two, I much prefer the Colourpop Concealer. This Wet n Wild one, I don't really feel like gave me much coverage, and then also it wasn't like a nice finish either. So out of all of the drugstore and affordable concealers that I've tried, Colourpop is my favorite. It can be a little drying if you're someone who really struggles with that, but I can deal with it even though I do struggle with like dry under eyes. So with that being said, I do have a backup of this, but I do also, before I buy more of these to replace the ones I have, I do kind of want to try the ones from like e.l.f. and Milani. I think are the two like on my like to try list in the future, but I have a lot of other concealers again to try out and use before I go buying and adding more concealers to my collection. Okay, the next category of makeup, I guess I'll talk about these two together. I used up a Benefit Precisely My Brow Eye Pencil in the shade 5, and I really quite enjoyed this. I wasn't sure what to expect. I think it did last me only about 3 to 4 months, so it's not the most longest lasting item. I definitely prefer the Benefit Pomade over this because that thing lasted me literally about 3 years. And then I used up 3 pairs of Ardell lashes. These are just all mixed styles. This is just an old container, but I really do like Ardell lashes, and I will continue to purchase them. Just a note about Ardell lashes, I think I prefer the like faux mink style over the like other styles that they have, but they do have like the demi wispies that are really nice. So if you've ever been curious about trying lashes, I really like Ardell. And then also Pixie sometimes makes some, or is it, no, it's Kiss lashes in the style Pixie or something like that. Those are really nice quality lashes. I'm wearing some, I think the Kiss lashes today, and I love lashes. I think they really kick up a look, and they're just kind of fun to throw on. But let's go ahead and keep going with this makeup category. Okay, last up in the makeup category, I have 5 lip products that are finished this month or these past 2 months. And I have a Revlon Moisture Stain. I remember when I first got this, I loved this thing, and I remembered it feeling like a gloss quite a bit, but the more when I tried to pan this one, I realized I don't love this formula anymore. And this is just true about makeup preferences and that kind of thing. The more that they release, the more you try and the more you realize how much better makeup gets year after year. And so this was one that, while I loved in the beginning, I do not love anymore. So I think I needed to realize that because I have other like shades of this that I need to kind of get rid of. But it was nice to finish up, but I don't even think they make this anymore, so I wouldn't repurchase it. But I also am just kind of like cautious of buying stains unless they're like a right color. Okay, next up, let's talk about this Ulta lip mask. This came in a little kit, I believe I got one year at Christmas time. And I don't know if they sell this individually anymore, but I definitely would not buy this again. It was super thick, but it also like wasn't moisturizing at all. It just was kind of uncomfortable in how thick it was on your lips. Then I have a Carmex balm. My husband uses these up. I told him to give me my empties because I show them in my haul videos and in my budgets. So why not show like when he finishes them up? He's the lip like balm painting master. So he already finished like, I think like 4 of those this year or more. I don't know, he's crazy. And then the last 2 here are Revlon. It's like a Kiss balm and it has SPF in it, which is what I like. I would buy more of these for the fact that when I'm out and about in the sun and I want to just throw something on, it's moisturizing, it has SPF in it, I don't have to worry about like my lips getting sunburned. And then the last one here is an Ulta gloss, and I have finished a number of these little mini glosses because I have bought those little kits that they put out at Christmas time, and I have to say they are surprisingly pretty decent glosses. So I don't need any more, but if it came down to it and I was like out of gloss in my collection, I would probably pick up an Ulta gloss because they really are not a bad formula at all. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the little bonus category that I mentioned. This is technically not body care, it's not skin care, but it's kind of teeth care. This is a Bianco Smile teeth whitening kit that my sister-in-law gifted me at Christmas time. And it came with, hopefully I can hold this up and not be a complete mess. Came with 3 like syringe fulls of like the whitening agent. It came with a little container that you put your mouth guards in, and you boil like some water and you follow the directions. I don't remember them exactly, but basically you mold the mouth guards to your teeth, and then you put a little bit of the like whitening solution in there. And these 3 little tubes actually ended up lasting quite a bit. And I will say this, I've done Crest White strips a number of times and I always get good results with them, but this one I got results like the first night, or like, and I was shocked because usually with Crest White strips I have to wait like probably about 4 uses before I start seeing noticeable differences in my teeth. Now I don't think that it was the like most strong bleaching agent. Like I don't think my teeth are like that insanely white. I'm happy with the results. I would definitely consider picking this up again because it was pretty good, and I didn't mind the manner of like how to do this. It tasted about the same as Crest White strips and that kind of thing. As long as I didn't put too much in the tray, I didn't have that issue of like it tasting horrible. But this was a pretty good little box. This was the first time I've tried anything outside of Crest White strips, and I have to say I wasn't disappointed at all. Okay, moving on into skincare. I think I used up 10 skincare items to talk to you about. I have a couple little sample guys here, or these 2 are masks, they're not samples, but these are like little nose strip pore mask things. These are actually gifted to me from a Korean friend of mine, and these are so fun, but I think when Bo's tried them, he gets better results from them. I don't know if maybe my pores on my nose at least are small enough to where I don't really feel like I get, you know, like when you pull them off, you want to see the grossness, and I felt a little underwhelmed maybe. And then the other thing here is a Timeless hyaluronic acid pure like syndrome sample, or serum sample. This guy I got with a purchase from the Timeless website. I love their vitamin C serum. You're about to see one of those empties now. And then I also use like a couple of their Matrixyl and Coenzyme Q6 serums, and I swear by those, will not be without those. But it was kind of cool to get to try this. Honestly, the way I used it a little bit, like just rubbing in, but I don't really think I need that kind of like additional hydration because hyaluronic acid is already in some of the other serums that I use. So what I ended up doing was putting this into a facial spray that I made. I like to make my own facial sprays for skincare and for my like makeup application. And so that's how I ended up using this up. But I would actually consider in the future having something like this in my like arsenal just for making facial sprays, because I think that it's kind of nice to put something like hyaluronic acid in something like that. Okay, next up in skincare, I used up 2 eye creams. One is from Yes2. It was a very large packaging for like normal eye cream size products. Goodness gracious. This one was actually served as like my daytime one because it had a little bit of a tint to it. You can probably see there that it's like kind of brownish looking. And then the other one is from Freeze 24/7. It was an anti-aging serum. Like this right here is about the size of like a normal eye cream, I think. But this one was clear, and so I used it at night. This one felt really nice and hydrating, but I want to say, I can't remember what the price was off the top of my head, but I want to say this was like ridiculously expensive. So I don't think I would ever consider that. I'm also on the fence about whether eye cream is worth the money. Sometimes I feel like companies just mark up eye creams because people really want to target that part of their body, but really there's so much you can put on your skin that's good that will target that under eye. So anyways, I'm on the fence. I still have a couple other eye creams in my collection that I need to finish off before I ever consider whether or not it would be something I want to replace. The next empty I have here is a Vanicream cleansing bar. I go through these probably a couple, like about 3 or 4 a year, because this is like really good for anybody who struggles with like fungal acne. This is something that's really helpful, and so I've gone through multiple of these bars in the past, and I will continue to purchase these because I think they're just really good, simple, good ingredient like cleanser. And it's not something that I use every day, but if it's something that I notice that my skin's struggling with, I will use it like until it gets under control. Okay, the next 2 items in my skincare section is, one's from Curology. This is Bose. Again, we count this in our kind of budget. This is Bose little ingredient list: azelaic acid, clindamycin, and niacinamide. I know he's really working on like pore size and that kind of thing. Lucky dog doesn't have to worry about anti-aging as much as me. So he really likes the service, and he's actually seen really good results. But he's gone through that bottle. And then the other thing I have here is my vitamin C serum from Timeless. Again, I will say again and again that if you are looking for a good vitamin C serum, Timeless is where you should look. It's affordable. I think it's like it's under $30. So it's between $20 and $30. I want to say it's about $25. And it's paired with ferulic acid, which is, I think it helps stabilize, plus it's good for your skin to have that. And they did change the packaging up. They used to have it in like the dropper style, and now they put it in like an airless pump. And to be honest, I don't quite know how I feel about the new packaging. I used it. It doesn't bother me, but I don't really know. I didn't love the dropper. I don't love this, but then again, I do love the product, so I will continue to buy this. I already have another one that open and that I'm using now. Okay, and my last 2 skincare products here are my Mario Badescu facial spray and my Quate ceramide. This is the knockoff or the imitation version of the CeraVe PM moisturizer. And I liked this, but I didn't love it. I would think I would continue to buy the CeraVe one over this, because I think this one, or CeraVe, had like slightly better ingredients. I think this leaves out maybe niacinamide or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. Plus the packaging of this one got a little like hard to use towards the end because it's just a little cheaper in nature. And then the Mario Badescu spray, I've gone through several of these bottles. I like to use this at night when I put on skincare, just to kind of wet my face, because I think that skincare kind of goes on better on a wet skin. But I do kind of think that I want to start getting away from these once I finish up the ones that I own. They're so convenient because they do what I want them to do, which is wet my face. But I do know that like the fragrance in these are not the best for your skin. So that's why I've started trying to make my own without using fragranced products. So I'm gonna see if for a while I can commit to like just making my own, and I'll probably save money. Plus, hopefully the not using things that are fragranced will help out my skin a little bit too. All right, I have one hair care product to talk about here. This is a Wella hairspray. This was okay. I'm not a hair expert, so I'm not really gonna throw out recommendations about my favorite hairspray. It worked. I will continue to buy hairspray. I don't really know if it'll be this one because it's not something that I necessarily need, but it was nice to have, and that's all I got to say about that. Okay, and my last category to talk about in my empties video is body care, and I have 4 empties to talk about. I will talk about this one first because it is the most exciting. This is my St. Moriz Ultra Dark Tanning Mousse. It is done. It was in a project pan. I had almost finished it in that project pan, but I did make it, like literally there wasn't even one more use in it, so I should have considered it an empty, and that dropped in before summer finale video. But either way, it's done now. I'm very excited to have that done. I had another one of these in the dark shade, not the ultra dark shade, and weirdly enough, I don't know, maybe this was just a bad one. My dark version versus this one is darker, gets me more tan than this one did. Not only that, but it lasts longer than this one does. So if I ever buy from St. Maurice again, it would be the dark version and not the ultra dark version. Also, I do kind of want to branch out and try some other brands, because I do know that that's like a super affordable brand, which I can appreciate, but at the same time, I wonder if the quality really does get better if you're willing to spend a little bit more. So I think that will be something that I do eventually try out and just see. Okay, next up, I have a Winter Candy Apple Shower Gel. This was a gift from my sister-in-law, again, this past Christmas from Bath & Body Works. I love this scent. I think it's real sweet and smells like Christmas, and so that's really nice. And again, this was in a project pan, so I was really excited to finish that off. I just love Bath & Body Works in general, and like, if I could, I would go ham in a store and just like fill my house out with all things Bath & Body Works. So I will definitely I will definitely purchase from them in the future. Okay, my next little empty is actually a Beau empty, and this is his Aqua H2O cologne. He finished this was like last week, and this came from Big Lots for literally like about $2 or $3, and it smelled like the Armani Aqua di Gio or something, like, you know, the knockoff brand. It didn't, I've had several of these bottles of perfume too. I love them because they're cheap, but I do have to say they don't really last a crazy long time, which is fine. They're $3. So we've bought those for his family members because they love the smell of it. They're like, anytime he wears that, they're like, wow, what are you wearing? And so we gifted them to like his dad and his nephew, and because they really do smell good. But if you're looking for like a long lasting fragrance, you're probably not going to get it, but still it's pretty good for like $2 or $3. All right, and the last item here is my French Lavender Shea Butter hand lotion from Bath & Body Works. Again, I love Bath & Body Works. I love these hand lotions. This fragrance is everything. I love this fragrance. I don't know if this is a part of like their regular line where I could buy candles and wallflowers and all that stuff, but I really hope it is because I freaking love it. This was so strong in scent that I could put it on at work, be in the main office, and like wandering into the halls, people would smell it. Even though I wasn't leaving the office or anything, it was just a really strongly scented fragrance, and I like that. It smelled so good, and I'm using one now that smells like vanilla more, and I missed this one already. I guess me and lavender just get along, and so I would definitely pick up this scent again, as well as not only this product. Okay, so that's everything for my empties for the past 2 months. It was a lot more than I expected. I'm literally looking at like a full basket, plus I have items that I can't fit in the basket. So I definitely think I'm on track this year to finish like strong and hopefully beat what I did last year in terms of total empties value. And in complete honesty right now, I completely forgot to like calculate the total of these past 2 months. So I will put it on the screen. But anyways, I think I'm doing pretty good. The idea that I finished 11 makeup products already just in this empty session alone is a pretty good like sign that I think I'm on track to beat what I did last year. So either way, I'm really excited. Make sure you say hello in the comments. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one.